It's 8.5 by 10, and if done right, will get you the audition. Coming up on Star Productions, 10 and a half things you should know about an actor's headshot. New people starting in the acting business often ask, how do I get started? Well, I'm glad you asked. There are several things to consider, but we're going to take them one bite at a time, starting with the headshot. Today we talk about 10 and a half things to know about the actor's headshot. These 10 and a half things are divided into two parts. The first three things I want to talk to you about the importance of a headshot, and the rest of the 7.5 things I want to talk to you about, things to consider when it's time to take your headshot. Starting with the importance of a headshot. Headshot represents your brand. Think of acting as running your own business. It demands that you put certain foundation in place in order for you to succeed. Having a headshot, postcard, resume, etc. is part of the acting business. Now, your headshot is one of the most primary way that you are going to get noticed by clients, CDs, and directors. When I say CDs, I mean casting directors. Number two, most casting directors, most CDs won't see you without a headshot. That's what makes it so important. Casting directors see hundreds and sometimes thousands of headshots and resumes across their desk, depending what the project is. Now, their consideration starts with the headshot. If you don't have one, most of them don't want to see you. It shows that you're not serious about your brand. You're not serious about this opportunity. You're not serious about your career. Number three, it makes people want to look at your resume. If your headshot is captivating enough, people will turn it around to look at your resume. And you do want them to look at your resume, because once they browse through there, hopefully that's going to give you the chance for them to give you what you call an audition. The last 7.5 things to consider are things to consider when thinking about a headshot. So starting with number 4, self-practice for a month before hiring a professional photographer. I am so serious. Get yourself a selfie stick, all right? Preferably with a remote control. A selfie stick with a remote. This one actually stands by itself like a little monopod or tripod, and you could actually lay it down somewhere at eye level and take pictures. Take lots of pictures. Take pictures until you cannot take any more pictures anymore. Just take pictures. All right. So I want you to start getting practice at what you look like from this angle, from that angle, chin up, chin down, different things that you're doing. Bring out the magic in your eyes. Tyra Banks calls it smiles, smiles, to smile with your eyes. So you got to practice on yourself. You got to know what you look like first before you could actually pay some expensive money to a photographer. Practice on yourself. Practice different time of the day. All right. Your mood changes throughout the day, so it's important for you to practice what you feel like during the daytime, what you feel like at night, and that's going to be important for you. It shows different expression on your face at different time of the day. Number 5, find out what works for you, whether it's daylight or in the studio, and that's actually very important. Now, the studio is a much controlled environment that dictates lighting, background, framing, but you'd be surprised that a lot of people like me take better pictures outside rather than inside. Now, it doesn't hurt that natural light gives you the film look that you may be looking for. Of course, certain photographers can recreate that film look inside of a studio, but for example, for me, my eyes are super sensitive to flashlights. Like, I cannot stand it. I cannot tolerate flashlights. I'm not good at it. I'm always going blind. I'm taking terrible pictures. Now, after 12 years in the business, I am getting much better. But naturally, I'm just terrible with flashlights. So consider that. Number six, get your headshot professionally done. Professionally done. Now, we talked about the selfie stick already, and the selfie stick was not at all for your headshot. It was for you to practice, practice, practice. Once you're ready, get it professionally done. Now, this is an expensive investment, all right? Professional headshots is ranging anywhere from $150 to $700 or more. Different photographers have different prices. Sometimes you're paying for the name of the photographer more than you're paying for the headshot. Shop for several photographers. Number seven, shop for several photographers. Take references from friends in the business. Take references from an agent if you have one. Post your own requests on social media. Feel the vibe to see if you are comfortable with a photographer or not. You will not, I repeat, you will not take good pictures if you're not comfortable with your photographer. No matter how talented he or she is, how creative they are, you will not take good pictures if you're not comfortable with your photographer. Number eight, bring choices of 3 tops at your Photoshop. 3 different color tops, preferably. No whites, avoid whites at all time. No crazy pattern that's going on and you got a little zebra and thing going on. None of that, all right? Solid. You want something solid so that people can focus on your face and your eyes and not your clothes, all right? It takes the focus away from you. Number 9, avoid distracting backgrounds or props, all right? Some people will take photography, they'll take headshots and you'll see something in the back and you can't help but to keep looking at the back. People will be looking at the background and not you, and that's not what you want. If you're shooting on a large aperture, like a 1.8, a 1.4, 1.2, with a shallow depth of field, with a nice blurry background and people can't make out what it is, you might be able to get away from that. Now, number 10, take new headshot when your face changes. I am so serious. Take new headshots when your face changes. I haven't been in the business for 12 years. I cannot tell you how many times I've seen my face change. Every time I take new headshot, I'm like, wait a minute, I don't look the same anymore. And it happens, you know, it happens, life happens. Now, if you think your baby is a superstar and they should be on television, you're gonna have to take headshot for your babies. Yes, every 3 months you should take headshot for your babies. My suggestion is for toddlers, you should take headshot every 6 months. For preteens and teenagers, you should take headshot every year. Now, if you're moving on to adults 20 or older, I think every 2 to 3 years, you should take headshots. Finally, 10 and a half thing to consider. Your headshot should look like you. Your headshot should look like you. Take it easy with the makeup. Those crazy social media pictures I've seen with people without makeup, and then when they put makeup on, you're like, who's this? Take it easy. Your headshot, if you're serious about your craft, should look like you. All right, a little touch up, a little powder, that's fine for men. Ladies might do a little mascara, whatever works for you ladies, but make sure we recognize you when you show up for that audition. Take it easy with Photoshop. Take it easy with retouch, all right? We want to see the real you and your personality. When you retouch yourself way too much, you don't give us much to work with as casting directors. Now, if your headshot looks like this picture, but you show up like this in this picture, you will not get hired because you, my friend, are a deceiver. You are a liar, pants on fire. Listen, we do new videos every Saturday, ranging from interviews to entertainment, the entertainment world in front and behind the camera. If this was helpful to you, give us a like and share this video and subscribe to our page. And you'll get more videos like this in the future. Thanks for taking the time to watch Star Productions, Spiritually Trained and Renewed Productions, where it's not enough to be talented, you have to be spiritually trained and renewed. à Max. À bientôt.